I'm home. Where are you, Mary?
Hello, dear.
Hello, dear.
Would you like a drink?
Why, is there something wrong?
No, of course not. Had a good day?
Yes, very good. I think I've sold Greenacres to that couple.
Greenacres? Isn't that the house near the crematorium?
Yes, I didn't mention that, though.
Well, you must have noticed it.
No, only the chimney. They think it's a steam laundry. 46,000, it's a snip.
Oh, 46,000. This calls for a drink.
Thank you, dear. Cheers. It's very strong, dear.
I thought you like it strong.
Well, I do like it strong, but not lethal. There is something wrong, isn't there?
Yes.
It's your brother.
I'm afraid it's been a bit of a shock.
Is he dead?
He's out.
What? Well, he's not staying here.
Where else could he go?
No.
He's my brother and your best man, and he's very fond of us.
Well, if he's fond of us, why doesn't he stay away?
I don't know what you're complaining about, Trevor. He hasn't been here for 2 years.
But of course he hasn't. He's been in prison. If you wanted him to come, you'd have to send him a cake with a file in it.
I hope you're not going to keep mentioning that.
Mentioning what?
That he's been in prison.
I'm not going to keep mentioning it. I want to try and keep it quiet. Got my reputation to think of.
I wasn't thinking of your reputation. I was thinking of his. After all, he's paid his debt to society, Trevor.
He may have paid his debt to society, but he still owes me a few bob. Hasn't even paid for our wedding present. That's 15 years ago.
Perhaps not. But you must admit he has exquisite taste.
Oh, yes, exquisite taste. Breeding, education, that's what I can't stand about him. He's always looked down on me, Mary.
You can't help that. He's taller than you are.
I mean, he patronizes me. It may be 2 years, but he'll come in here as if it were yesterday. He'll take my chair, take my desk, and call me Trev. If he calls me Trev, Mary, I swear I'll go for him.
I think perhaps you'll feel differently when you see him.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid prison's left its mark, Trevor. I think you'll be shocked by the change in him. So when he comes in here, don't stare at him or make him feel different. He's probably sensitive about it. Just act perfectly naturally.
Oh, I intend to. I've only got one thing to say to your brother, and that is... Howard?
Hello, Trev. Long time no see. Oh, thanks. Well, I must say it's good to be back in the old room again. You've done wonders with it, Trevor. It's fantastic. Is that a real fire?
No, it's a simulated log effect.
A simulated log effect? Is it really? Well, you could have fooled me, Mary. I'd have taken that for a real fire. It's fantastic and so warm. Don't you find it warm in here, Trev?
Yes, it's probably the double glazing.
Double glazing? Do you mean to say you've got double glazing as well? I've heard a lot about that. Oh, so this is double glazing. It's fantastic. Now, that means there are 2 sheets of glass with a space in between them.
That's right, Howard,
It's fantastic. Oh, what a pity.
What?
You've got a dead butterfly in there. Yes, I must say it's great to be back.
Will you be staying long, Howard?
Now, Trevor, don't start that. Don't start pressing me to stay, because I can't. I've simply got to find a place of my own. After all, 3's a crowd. No, I shall only be able to stay for a few weeks.
Weeks?
Well, I'm sorry, Trevor. I simply can't make it any longer.
Oh, no, I understand. I mean, just until you get on your feet.
I beg your pardon.
Trevor.
Oh, until you find a place of your own.
Yes, you could be useful there, Trevor, a successful estate agent.
Yes.
I must say, Trevor, you're looking marvellous. Success really agrees with you. Doesn't he look marvellous, sis? You look fantastic, Trevor.
You look great too, Howard.
What?
Don't you think so, Mary?
Oh, yes. I was just saying to Trevor how well you were looking, wasn't I, Trevor?
Yes, fantastic.
You mean you haven't noticed anything different about me?
Different?
No.
The stick?
Oh, the stick. Yes, we did notice the stick, Howard.
Look, Trevor, we've always been frank and open with each other. Don't let my infirmity come between us. There's no need to be embarrassed.
No, of course not.
I mean, I'm not embarrassed, so why should you be? If you want to ask me about my leg, I'm not sensitive about it.
What's the matter with it?
No one knows, Trevor. It's a complete mystery. It's baffled the best brains in the country. It's coming up the leg, and there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to live with it, I suppose. Maybe all those months in a damp cell. Who knows?
But I thought it was an open prison, Howard.
Be that as it may, Trevor, it wasn't exactly a 5-star hotel. We didn't have double glazing. No.
Sorry, Howard.
That's all right, Trevor. It's just that I don't want to talk about it. That's all. All I want to say is that it's good to be back with my 2 favourite people. dear, sis. And Trevor, Oh, excuse me.
Trevor, could you set the table for dinner? You stay here, Howard. Make yourself comfortable. I don't like the look of him.
I never have done.
Talk like that.
Look, don't you realize, Mary, we've got a good life here. We're respected. I've been accepted by the community. And that's not easy for an estate agent. You want to jeopardize all that?
But he's not well. Poor Howard. He's never been strong. It was the war. He never got enough orange juice.
I wonder if he really needs that stick.
What do you mean?
Well, he seems to be flourishing it a great deal. Almost as if he's just got it.
Where are you going?
Going to pour him a drink.
Oh, yes. That'll be nice.
What's the matter, Trevor? Door sticking?
Quite comfortable, Howard?
Yes, thank you.
Only I use this desk for my work in the evenings.
Yes, I can understand that. Rather a nice view of the garden from here. I only hope I'll be able to concentrate on my work.
What work? You haven't got any work, Howard.
That's just where you're wrong, Trev. I didn't waste my time in there. I prepared myself for earning a living. It wasn't all sewing mailbags, you know. We had a choice of pottery, bricklaying, watercolour.
What did you choose, Howard?
Creative writing.
Creative what?
Yes, it was the obvious choice with my flared imagination.
Ah, yes, you certainly showed a vivid imagination when you prepared that prospectus for earning investments.
Yes, well, I'm surprised I didn't think of it before. Anyway, that's the life from now on. Writing. You see, with writing, the leg's no handicap.
What are you going to write?
A novel, Trevor.
What about?
Suburbia. What goes on behind the lace curtains and the double glazing? The naked lust beneath that smug mask of respectability. What makes these people tick? What makes you tick, Trevor?
Nothing makes me tick. I'm not ticking.
Are you sure, huh? You see, I've had this idea for some time. It's about this man, a man with no heart, ruthless, ambitious, power-mad, a man who would do anything to preserve his respectability, a man who, when his crippled brother-in-law calls on him just out of prison, penniless and threadbare, he takes the walking stick from the poor wretch's trembling fingers and beats him to death with it.
Ridiculous. No one behaves like that.
This man would do anything to further his career.
What does he do?
He's an estate agent.
What?
Come away from that door.
I'm going to catch him. Can't keep it up forever. Was limping with the other leg just now, I swear.
Don't be ridiculous.
The trouble with your brother, he's inconsistent. Says he's got no appetite and then eats more than both of us at dinner.
Well, what if he did? Do you begrudge my brother food?
No, but why does he have to come here? Why can't he get married like anyone else?
He's just not met the right person, that's all. Actually, I was thinking of Laura next door.
Laura. Now, don't start that, Mary.
What?
Matchmaking for him. That woman has never done anything to you. Why pick on her?
She is alone.
Well, nobody's that lonely.
And it would mean someone to look after him. He wouldn't be living here.
No, he'd be next door. That'd be worse. I couldn't stand him as a neighbour.
Really, Trevor, pull yourself together. I think I'll ask her round for drinks.
No, Trevor, don't help me. There are some things a man has got to do on his own. It's a lone fight, I'm afraid. I'm going to try and get that stick. No, not your arm, please. Stand back. It's a question of determination. I'm not going to let it beat me, Trevor. I'm going to try and drag this leg across there. And one day I'm going to make it, Trevor. I'm going to get that stick and break it over my knee. Oh! Tablets, quick. Tablets, painkillers, upstairs, jacket pocket. Oh.
Feeling better now, Howard?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Do you mind if we have a little chat?
Certainly. Pull up a chair.
Thank you. It's about this house, Howard. You see, it's not just a home to me, it's also an office. I mean, I use it to entertain people. I do business here. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
Only things are going to get a bit difficult. I've already had to cancel a meeting this evening.
Do you mean because of me?
Well, yes.
Do you mean you don't want these people to meet me?
Well, no.
What do you tell them about me, Trevor?
I tell them you've been abroad.
Abroad?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe? Are you ashamed of me, Trevor?
Yes.
May I tell you something, Trevor? There were 400 men in that hellhole.
Hellhole? It was an open prison, Howard.
400 men, pretty tough characters, ruthless and hard-bitten. They'd seen it all, Trevor. You couldn't deceive them. And they all said there were only 2 men in that prison who were clean. Myself and the governor. Mind you, I wasn't sure about the governor.
But you pleaded guilty, Howard. You haven't got a leg to stand on.
You know how to wound, don't you, Trevor?
Sorry, Howard.
Look, my mistake was that I believed in people. I pleaded guilty to protect my accountant. He had a wife and 6 children. I haven't seen him since. Neither have they. Look, all right, I made a mistake, but do I have to pay for that mistake for the rest of my life?
No, of course not. It's just I don't want my friends to find out. I mean...
It's all right. I know what you mean. Look, Trevor, all I'm asking for is a fresh start. A chance to bury the past.
I'll get a spade.
Oh, good.
You like a coffee, Howard?
Thank you, Trevor. 2 sugars.
I'm glad we understand each other, Howard.
Of course we understand each other, Trevor. You won't tell your friends I'm an ex-con, and I won't tell mine you're an estate agent.
Hello. I'm Laura. Laura Miles. I live next door.
Oh. Hello. My name's Howard Booth, the writer.
The writer? Oh, I didn't realize you were a writer. I'm afraid I don't think I've read anything by Howard Booth.
No, the booksellers of this country have a lot to answer for.
Perhaps I could order one.
I doubt it. I haven't written for some considerable time. I became disillusioned. That's why I went to Africa.
Africa? You're not very brown.
I know, it's the malaria. It drains the colour. Do you mind?
Have you got it now?
What?
Malaria?
Good heavens, no. What makes you think that?
Only that you seem to need assistance.
No. That's an old wound. Received in the bush, charging rhino, rifle jam. Tried staring it out, but one of the porters panicked. It gored my leg rather badly.
Oh, dear. Has it made it go dead?
Not entirely. Excuse me for staring, but it's some time since I've been in the presence of an attractive woman. Is there a Mr. Miles?
No, I'm a widow.
Oh, I am sorry. It must be difficult, a woman alone and raging inflation. I hope he left you amply provided for.
Oh, yes. Although I suppose you think I've been rather silly with the money.
Why should I think you've been rather silly with the money?
Well, I invested a considerable sum with Erling Investments. Perhaps you've heard of them.
Vaguely.
They turned out to be a bunch of crooks. I lost the lot. The only consolation was they sent the ringleader away for 2 years.
Did they really?
He must be out by now. Still, it was a long time ago. I can't even remember his name.
Oh, good. I mean, it's good that you're not letting it eat away at you. Anyway, I expect he's paid his debt to society by now. He's probably been through hell. I suppose after all this time you could find it in your heart to forgive him.
Forgive him? If he were here now, I'd spit in his eye.
Oh.
I'd just love to meet him again.
You mean you've met him?
No, not exactly. I saw him leaving the court with a coat over his head.
Oh.
The only thing I remember about him was that he was very tall.
Hello, Laura. I see you've met my brother.
Yes. Isn't he fascinating? Do you know, until tonight I didn't even realize you had a brother. You've never mentioned him before.
Didn't I? How strange. Perhaps it was because it was too painful. We never thought he'd come out again.
Out of where?
A hospital?
Hospital? I thought he was in Africa.
Oh.
Mary, you can hardly call that place a hospital, just a few primitive dwellings and a missionary.
Is that where they took you after you were gored?
Yes. They carried me on a simple litter for days, rambling and incoherent, and then one morning I woke to find this cool hand on my brow. It was a beautiful nun. Do you know, for a moment I thought I was in heaven.
How romantic.
Oh, come on, we don't want to talk about Africa. You're home now, Howard. I'm sure you want to put all these painful experiences behind you. What shall we talk about?
Well, actually, I was telling Howard about the money I lost.
I didn't know you lost any money, Laura.
Oh, it's a long time ago. I put it in earning investments.
Where is he?
He's gone out.
We're going to talk to him. This is our house and our marriage, Mary, and he's putting a strain on both. Walked right through our bedroom last night looking for some socks. Anything could have been happening.
Not in a week, dear.
He's getting through an awful lot of socks for someone with a bad leg.
What do you mean?
I saw him crossing the high street the other day. He was hurrying.
Perhaps he didn't want to get run over.
Wasn't limping, he was gliding. I'd been following him. First it's one leg, then the other. Hardly ever uses that stick.
You've been following him, honestly, Trev.
Yeah, Trev, you see, he's got you doing it now, Mary. He has got... Ah! He's made his first mistake. He's forgotten his faithful hickory.
Where are you going?
I'm going to find him. I think I know where he'll be.
Are you going to take it to him?
No, I'm going to see how he manages without it. Hello, Howard.
Trevor! I was hoping you'd drop in.
Were you really?
Yes, would you like a drink? Oh, no, sorry, I forgot the ulcer.
Ulcer?
Never mind. Look, something I wanted to tell you. It's rather bad news, I'm afraid. I shall be moving on soon.
Yes, I rather thought you might
Now,
be.
don't try and dissuade me, Trevor. My mind's made up.
I'm not going to. Where are you going?
Next door.
Next door.
Yeah. I never thought it could happen again. I never thought that lightning could strike twice in the same place, but it has.
What are you talking about, Howard?
I'm in love with Laura.
Oh, no.
Yes, I haven't told her yet. I wanted to discuss it with you first. I wondered whether you saw any snags.
Snags? Oh, yes, there are one or two, Howard. I mean, you've stolen her money, you've been in prison, you've got a bad leg, and you're out of work.
All right, Trev, they're the bad points. Now, what about the bright side?
What bright side? Oh, yes, the leg seems to be making a very good recovery.
My leg? What do you mean?
I mean, Howard, where is your stick?
What? Good heavens! You'll never believe this, Trevor, but someone's stolen my stick. There's nothing sacred. They'll be robbing the blind box next, and I thought this was a respectable establishment. I shall have a word with the landlord.
I shouldn't bother, Howard. I think I know where it is.
No, I'm sorry, Trevor. I'm afraid it's gone. It's a good job I've got the other one at home.
Other one?
What's the matter?
You mean there were two?
Of course, I can't take any chances, not in my condition. Have you got the car outside?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, good. Do you mind?
I thought Mary and Trevor would be here.
Not yet. That's why I invited you round. I thought we might have a quiet drink together.
Will they be long?
Not long. Late night shopping at the supermarket. They'll be on their third trolley by now. I still can't get used to it, you know. Not after having been out there.
It must have been very different.
Well, most days it was just a handful of maize and a few wild berries. We didn't go into the jungle with wire baskets, Laura. Drink?
Thank you. Soft lights, sweet music. I see you haven't forgotten everything while you were in the bush.
Huh?
Anyone would think you were trying to seduce me.
Good heavens. What makes you think that?
Ooh, this music. It's very insidious. It makes me want to dance. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
What's the matter?
You're incapacitated.
Incapacitated?
Your leg.
My leg? You know, it's strange you should mention that, but over the last few days, I may be clutching at straws, but I've felt something stirring down there.
Have you really?
Yes, I think the feeling's beginning to return. And when I looked at it this morning, it was definitely a shade pinker.
That's marvelous.
It's you, Laura. You've made me feel a new man. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw away that stick, and I'm going to dance. And if I fall over, I'm going to get up and dance again.
Then let's dance, Howard. But you dance beautifully.
I know. The old feet haven't lost their magic. It's good to feel the blood flowing again. I could dance all night. Well, I suppose this is goodbye.
Goodbye, Howard.
Is that all you've got to say, sis?
I'm sorry, Howard, but you deceived me.
Deceived you? What do you mean?
You know perfectly well what she means. You're supposed to have a bad leg, and what happens? We arrive home and find you dancing around, tearing great holes in the carpet.
I suppose it never occurred to you that there could be a simple explanation.
What simple explanation?
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture?
I went to see this Indian, just off the high street. 20 needles in the thighs, 16 in the calf, and within an hour I'd made a total recovery. I was dancing from sheer joy, Mary. I thought you'd be pleased.
Well, I am.
No, it's all right. I understand. I'm in the way here. I understand. I know it's not been easy for you, Mary, and I don't want to put any more strain on your marriage.
What strain? What's he talking about, Mary?
It's just that I didn't think it would come to this. Don't you remember when we became evacuees together?
No.
And I gave you my sweet ration to stop you crying?
Oh, Howard.
Don't listen to him, Mary.
And we got off that train together, all alone, with our little gas mask cases slung over our shoulders. Well, I haven't told you this before, Mary, but they only issued us with one gas mask. They said that you were too young. I went through the war with an empty cardboard box.
Where will you go?
Oh, don't worry about me, sis. There's always the embankment, and if that's too bad, the river. A splash, a few ripples, and it'll all be over. No more ceaseless driving.
No, Howard. You're not going.
What?
I want you to unpack your case.
You mean you want me to stay?
You're always welcome here, isn't he, Trevor?
Oh, until you find someone.
You won't regret it, Trev. Look, I'll make it up to you. I won't get in the way. I'll make myself useful. I'll run errands. I'll clean your shoes. I'll take messages.
No, please, Howard, don't.
No, Trevor, please, allow me. Hello? Mr. and Mrs. Wilkinson? Oh, you've decided to take Greenacres. Well, that's an excellent choice. It's a lovely house. I've seen it. Yes, it's the one just by the crematorium. Yes, you'll find it very quiet there. Hello? Hello, Mr. Wilkinson. How extraordinary.